Hey everyone, this is Paris. I'm here with the 411 for the Gospel of Jesus Christ. I wanted to discuss with you all today about God is not a man that he should lie. God is not a man that he should lie. I'm going to be reading from my notes because I'm a note taker, and I'm also going to be reading from the Bible. So let's take our Bibles out. Let's go over to Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. And it reads, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Let's go over to Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8. That's Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8. And it reads, "Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever." If God calls you, he won't change his mind, because if he gave you his word, he is not going to take it back. This is not about you. It's about him. Let's go over to Romans chapter 11, verse 29. Romans chapter 11, verse 29. And it reads, "For the gift and the calling of God are irrevocable." His gifts and calls are under full warranty, and it's never canceled, nor rescinded. It's sovereign. It's unchangeable. It's absolute. It is God. For whom the Lord loveth, he will chastise. He will not change because you did. Ask him to help you be steadfast and unmovable and stable, and teach you how to be the I am. The I am that he created you to be, and not to bring yourself down because of others. God is immutable in his essence, which means he will not change. He will evolve into something else. He will not mutate into something. God cannot grow, because growth is mutation. He cannot diminish. God is stable. He cannot be decreased or increased. Time will not affect him because he is eternal. We will grow old, but he will not. Time will affect us, but time will not affect God because he created time. He stands above time. God is immutable in his attributes. Whatever God do, he will do. Whatever God was, is, and will be, his attributes remains the same. His power will not diminish over time. His attributes are consistent. If he was a heater, he is a heater. If he is a provider, he is a provider. If he was a way maker, his attributes are still the same. There is nothing that God could do that he now can do. He is immutable in his counsel. His counseling will not change. Let's go over to Numbers 23, verse 19. Numbers 23, verse 19. And it reads, "God is not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should repent. Has he said, and will he not do? Or has he spoken, and will he not make it good?" Whatever he say, that's what it is, which means your purpose doesn't change. He will not create you and change his mind. His methods may change, but his counsel remains the same. If he created you, if he called you, it still remains the same. Your circumstances does not change his purpose for you. If your success doesn't bring you into God's purpose, it is a bad success. When you really belong to God, God will set something on fire and let it burn. Anytime it's something that keeps burning in your life and it doesn't burn out, God is trying to tell you something. God is trying to tell you something. And he will set your bush on fire to get your attention, like he did Moses in Exodus. Let's go over to Exodus chapter 3, verse 1 through 14. Exodus chapter 3, verse 1 through 14. And it reads, Now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the back of the desert and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. And the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire from the midst of a bush. So he looked, and behold, the bush was burning with fire, but the bush was not consumed. Then Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, while the bush does not burn. So when the Lord saw that he turned aside to look, God called to him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am. Then he said, Do not draw near this place. Take your sandals off your feet, for the place where you stand is holy ground. Moreover, he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon God. And the Lord said, I have surely seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. So I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up from the land to a good and large land, to a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel has come to me. And I have also seen the oppression with which the Egyptians oppress them. Come now, therefore, and I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should bring the children of Israel out of Egypt? So he said, I will certainly be with you, and this shall be a sign to you that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain. Then Moses said to God, Indeed, when I come to the children of Israel and say to them, The God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they say to me, What is his name? What shall I say to them? And God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, Thus you shall say to the children of Israel, I am has sent me to you. Just because God has gotten quiet doesn't mean he has forgotten you. That's why God must be demonstrated in the life of a parent, so that God must be demonstrated in the life of a child. Again, we're talking about God is not a man that he should lie. Have a good one, everyone.